Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning, where I do what I do for you, just the way I like it. I get to have nice and peace and quiet where I can get my thing off with you guys. Let's go. Right, isms, 25 rules to live by, storytelling, story with a message, the message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. Hope it's working out for you, but we got a good thing going, so let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. And I'm doing my job to be here for you, do what I do. Your job is to tune in, receive it, and put it into use like I'm trying to get you to do. So the idea is that you know thyself. That's my mission. I'm on it. Your job is to do what you do. Let's go. Stay tuned. Tune in and get it. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm here, spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. All of them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my yacht, be true. Right thinkers. Everybody's scared to die, but everybody want to go to heaven. Why? You can't get there without leaving here. So, right thinkers, let's talk about the afterlife, aka the real life. What are you talking about? Glad you asked. I love answering questions, and that's a good one. The ancients called it the Ameta, the Dua, the netherworld. Okay, we call it heaven. And afterlife, that's right. Think philosophy concept is to get you to make it to the afterlife with what? Living right in this life. There's some things that you can do in this life that help you make it to the afterlife. Well, how you know it's the afterlife? Nobody came out. Again, good question. But when you're here, if you do certain things right, certain things happen to you, don't it? It's called blessings. Everybody who been blessed realize that it's a higher power at work. Can't trust me. That's the whole idea. You don't have to have somebody come back and tell us. We know there's something more. And if you don't, that's on you. Okay, so that's where knowledge comes in at. Modern man calls it heaven. Y'all think it's the place that we go to after death. Oh, I'm going to heaven. Really? What gives you the idea or gumption to even think you going to heaven without doing anything worth that's heavenly, that's godly? I got a lesson coming up to you about the do-out. That's where we're going to. That's where you want to go, but it's some things you need to do to get there. You're going to go there one way or another, whether you like it or not. The only question is what you do when you get there. So that's another lesson. But right now, let's talk about the idea of the afterlife, which is the real life. Why? Because it's eternal. This world is temporary. We only here for a few years, 120 if you're lucky. Eternity don't count. Take the dates off. It's just forever. So eternity. All right, let's go. This place they call heaven is all mental and spiritual, conceptually, theological, theoretically. It's not a physical place. And right quick, them people who wrote that book that y'all so love with got it so wrong, and they still want to admit your body ain't gonna ascend to heaven. Enoch, whoever y'all can't, ain't no physical body going to heaven. So you can't sell me that one. So please don't. do that. I'm no better than that. So if you tell me, well, we misunderstood that, don't tell me that, yeah, it happened. My man, we're done. Simple as that. The body, the physical body, ain't leaving Earth. We know that. We should. Okay, if you believe that concept, you really on the wrong side of the fence. Now, if you believe in heaven, a mentor, whatever you want to call it, etc., you only get there by what? Living right in this life. That's the kicker. That's the ticket. Your ticket to the afterlife is how you live in this life. The Egyptians knew that. Okay? So they knew one thing, knowing thyself, living righteous, and doing the thing I need to do here will get me into the afterlife where I can rest for eternity. Death to the physical body is imminent. It's going to happen. Spirit, it can't die. So you need to put your spirit with your consciousness. I tell you, heart, mind, coherence, when they work as one, you know you and God are one. Everything's on the one. I got another lesson for that coming up too, but yeah, let's go. I'm driving this point home and they ain't gonna stop. No matter what you call it, again, like my man said, Eddie Griffiths, the Muslims think Allah the message, the Christians think Jesus. Damn who the message is you getting the message? I'm a messenger. Are you getting the message? That's what I'm doing, bringing the message. Whatever you call it, whatever it takes to get there is what? It's the same thing by any name. Don't make a difference. You still got to do good work. You still got to do the right thing. So however you call it, how you dress it, makes a difference to me. I know my way. If you got a way, ask yourself out. But I know I have a way, and I know my way works. Why? I did it. This human life, the physical body here is temporary life. The Mayans, the Incas, whatever, they told you this world of Maya. I mean, it's illusion. It's illusionary. We are figments of God's imagination. He's dreaming right now, and we just all part of the dream. When you dream and I dream, whoever we bring into that dream, they're part of the dream too. They ain't even there. They don't know what's going on. They're in my head. We all have an individual. We got 9 billion people on Earth. It's 9 billion ways to get to God. That means every individual has a right to get to God on his or her own terms. Simple as that. I ain't saying right thing's the only way to get to God. No, I'm just saying, but I know it's one way. Let's go. This world, excuse me, yeah, this world is not real. This is the fake, this illusionary world. And all we want to do is gather stuff. We don't want to get spiritually enlightened where we can prepare ourselves for the next life. We hung up in this world. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you think none of this stuff that you possess gonna go with you. Tutankhamun had a whole bunch of stuff. It's still right here. Where he at? Don't know. Okay. The question is, if he was enlightened, he's up in there in the boat, chilling. If not, he's another spirit somewhere. Simple. And every now and then, whatever body the spirit goes in, it might remember who it was. I used to be a king. So yeah, that's memory. That's another lesson. But moving on. The human physical body, right? I told you everything that's born into this world and this realm, physical realm, will die. That's nature. It's made that way. I got trees in my backyard that's dying. Why? Because they're going to hibernated state. They're not going to sprout no branches. They're not going to do nothing. It's just going to sit there and ride itself out to the winter. And when spring comes, here they come again. All them leaves. I'm so tired of leaves, but that's nature. Life is the same way. The physical world is the same way as the nature world. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That represents nature. Your spirit was not born. Remember, spirit, it was created. It manifested itself. That's God. It's the spirit. You can't die, just the body. Well, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. The human experience is what's temporary. How about that? I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to get this point. I'm trying to get this point across. I know I got a few followers who up on this. I'm talking to you right now. Yeah, this all makes it clear to you, I'm sure. Now, with self-knowledge, you know the spiritual truths for yourself. And you live them, so you and God become synonymous as one. You don't need me to get you to tell you about God. No, once you and God make that connection, once I get you to Him by living, doing right, He'll make His presence known, and then you and Him can have your own thing. My job is to get you there. That's what I do for you. Once you get there, it's all on you. Don't worry about me. Why? I got to go some more work to do. I'm a worker. Okay. Knowledge of self is what you acquire when by learning and living right to lighten your heart, to purify your heart. You gotta do good things. You got to give stuff for service. You got to give of yourself. That lightens the heart. Deceit, greed, larceny, and lust and desire, heavy burdens the heart. Okay, you cut all that in your heart, it will be heavy. The man with the light heart is the carefree man, doing the right thing, living life and having it his way. His heart is light as that feather. So at judgment day, he's going on good to go. All y'all running around here acting the fool, doing all this. Oh, I hope I go to heaven. I hope when I die. When you die, you'll die twice for your ignorance. The conscious will die along with the physical body. We call that dying twice. Spirit gone, but your conscious is gone. When the Egyptians, when you died, they didn't take the brain. The brain had no use. Once the physical body is dead, the brain had no use. The heart still got information. The brain don't. So understand that. And modern man just found out the heart got brain. And been past that. Let's talk about the spiritual life. That's the eternal life. That's the afterlife. The spirit don't die. Where's it? Okay, I'm done. Relax. I'm about to get excited. The spirit is on loan from God. hmm He wanted back. And the kicker is that your job is to enlighten it. Your job is to know who you are so you can go back home. That's just a concept. You can think about any way you want. I'm just giving you a concept, one philosophical point of view. And no matter what culture you go to, everybody's talking the same thing. I can guarantee you that. Let's go. Our spirit will never die. It's created to give life to all things. That's life. The question is, life is God's gift. Again, He loaning you that spirit to you. What you do with it is your gift to Him. Why? Because if you do right, you go back to Him. Hell of a concept, real simple to understand. Let's go. Human beings are what? Are really spiritual beings. The human body without the spirit is nothing. It's what a cadaver or a cot. A body with no life is like the mummy in the casket. It's dead. No life. Where'd life go? There you go. When the body ceases to live, the spirit leaves. It shows you that the ghost leaves the body, the astral world goes to the next level because the spirit has different levels that it lives on. Right now, the physical is the lowest level. You got to rise it up, so to speak. You got to raise Atlantis to the top. You are Atlantis. Raise yourself up to be your best self, and you will be rewarded for that. That's the whole part about living the physical life. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the lesson, but it's real simple. I can break it down for you, but let's go. Right, that's this. Where we at? Okay. Righteous, virtuous living, aka working with spirit, living spiritually disciplined lifestyle, purifies the heart. Why? I'm only going to do what's right. I'm only going to do to somebody, help somebody who's in need. Simple as that. I'm blessed and my heart is lightened during the process. So that's a win-win deal. We are, what's this, born matter. At death, we go back to what? Spirit. If enlightened. If not, reincarnation. That's the whole idea. The spirit has to reincarnate. If it don't go home, it's going to reincarnate. The body going to die, the spirit going to leave. But the concept is your conscious and your spirit should be as one. That means the spirit is the falcon. Your conscious should be the head that's on top. The falcon has a human head. Why? Because every human being has a spirit, and that spirit that's in you, once it's waking up, once it's enlightened, your head goes on it. So when it leaves, you go with it. Conceptually, just saying, it makes a lot of sense. My thing is, if I explain something to you, you don't have to like it, agree with it, or subscribe to it. Just understand if it makes sense. If it makes sense, yeah, okay, we good. We good. Now, what you do with that is on you. Let's go. Spiritual enlightenment is the goal for all spiritual beings, aka including right thinkers, in the human body. Becoming Christ-like for Christians while you're here. You can't do nothing dead. God can't do nothing with a dead body. No, He work with your life. Why? Because He's in you. He can work with you. Once He leaves the body, you got no kick coming now. You're on your own. So the ego will suffer what? Fate worse than death. It's not going to adhere unless you control your ego, or it will control you and kill you. Why? Because if you don't get enlightened, what the ego keep you from doing, that's your second death from your own hands. Let's go. Conceptually. All right, let me wrap this thing up. Now, human life is our test for the soul, for the spirit. To what? Live a fulfilled righteous life while in the physical body. You can call it religion, whatever you follow, but you still have to do what? Serve your higher self. Human beings are what? Listen, mortal gods. That's God in the flesh. Understand that? Yeah, I say Christ was. Yeah, and I agree, but that doesn't mean we the same thing. Why you get him the credit and don't give it to yourself? That don't make sense to me. So that's a little ignorant. And well, Jesus, oh man, stop with that. Please, we all the child of God. So stop thinking we call him Pa for a reason. He's everybody's father. Ma, because she's everybody's mother. Mother Nature, Father Time. Come on, get understanding and be a better person with knowledge. Don't just run in my head thinking you got something ain't got nothing but a bunch of nonsense, superstitious rhetoric. We are mortal gods who don't know that are gods and goddesses. Hence, we are asleep. We're ignorant to who we really are. That's what knowledge of self will wake you up to yourself, aka know thyself. We are given consciousness that puts us over dominion of animals. Animals are instinctive. Man is conscious. He can know himself. That's what we got it for. So that gives us dominion over animals, and we can what? Know ourselves and God to be one and the same. They use the ocean. I like the ocean analogy because why? We all like a drop in the ocean. But we forget we part of that big ocean. We just think we just that one little drop. So once you become understand you are the ocean, you just let it go. Yeah, just be. Know thyself. Let's go. Moving on. Human life. Okay, next one you got spiritual enlightenment is the goal for all. You just did that. Okay. Next one is human life is what? The test for the spirit. That's where we at right now. Human beings. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Where we at? Okay, here you go. God is our spirit. He dwells where in us, the heart of all human beings. Not some, not black and white. No, all human beings. God are part of them. So how do we think that we better than anybody else? How can we think that we could? No, we all are one and the same. We just ain't conscious of it. Why? We ignorant of a lot of stuff, and that's one of them. Main thing. It ain't but one race, human race. We all part of it. So who's think they winning? Moving on. Where we at? Okay. Conscious is what? Free will. You able to make a decision to serve God or serve yourself. Simple. Adam and Eve decided to serve themselves by what? Getting out of themselves. Now they woke up. Okay, go on about your business. Why? When you stop serving the Lord, you're on your own. That's ego. That means you done edge God out and you're on your own. Knock yourself out. For all you egoistic people, go for it. Why? There's a place for you in the end. Don't worry. Yeah. Human beings are like caterpillars. I keep explaining that. I like that analogy too. Why? You have to transform with spiritually. Change your heart, change your mind, change you. Okay? Mentally, you have to gain what? Knowledge to learn, understand, to implement it, aka self knowledge. I learned the spiritual truth, manifesting for myself. Now it's self knowledge. I live higher self, spiritual discipline. Simple, it ain't hard to understand. So I'm trying to get you to do just that. Like the caterpillar, watch this. When you become spiritually enlightened, like the caterpillar goes into this cocoon and come out, that beautiful butterfly. We as right thinkers, you're in the cocoon right now, practicing every day to get better. And when you become enlightened, boom, you become that beautiful butterfly, one of a kind, unique in your own way. It happens for all those who make it happen. All caterpillars don't come butterflies. Some of us die caterpillars. Ignorant people don't get enlightened, die ignorant, and they're going to be reincarnated. It's just that simple. All that, who knows it? I don't care about that. Could care less. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Sorry. Now, last one. If you're a right thinker and you live this life right, that's your ticket to get to the what? The real life. Afterlife. Why? Your heart gonna pass the test that it takes to get there. There's some things that you have to do here to get there. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, right, thinkers? And most thing is righteous living is also eternal, like truth. It don't change. Right is right. It ain't ever gonna change. It's been right since it started. It ain't changed. Like the blood of Jesus, y'all say it ain't changed. It don't. If it worked, it worked. Simple as that. Right? Thinking philosophy like that. It works. We are, watch this, like sleeping god and goddesses, waiting to what? Be awakened. With what? self-knowledge or knowledge of self, however you want to use it, but you have to have it. When you get it, you'll know. We are, right thinking philosophy's goal is to do just that. Wake you up to yourself with what? Knowledge of self. Our ancients knew it was something more, and if you live right, you was in line to go to the next level. Why? This is going to run out. The body's going to run out. The spirit don't run out. The body do. So what the spirit does when the body run out? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I love this life, but I live right in this life. Why? Because I know this is how I get to the afterlife, which I know is the real life. So if you can act like you know in the temporary life, that's setting you up for the eternal life. Work on that, better yourself, get to know thyself, live right, like Mr. Right, and you'll be fine. I'm out.